Hello. At this time of year at St Martin's and St Andrew's churches in Droylsden, we'd normally be getting ready for our Christingle services in church. They're lovely services when we think about Jesus, about God's love for us, about the gift of Jesus at Christmas. We also think about the Children's Society and all the wonderful work they do to support children who have a difficult time. But we can't have the service this year in the way that we would normally do. We wouldn't be able to get many people into the building. We wouldn't be able to sing carols. And so we've decided that we'll do Christmas and Christingle differently this year. We're going to ask people to have Christingle at home. So today I'm going to show you ways in which you can make a Christingle and have it ready for your celebration, which we're going to suggest you have on Sunday. And on our website and on our Facebook pages and Twitter, you'll be able to follow links to a short video with a Christingle service. So I suggest that perhaps you might like to get together in your house or even on your own. Perhaps get some nice Christmas festive refreshments ready to have as well, so that you can have a Christingle service. Think about all the things we normally do in church for a Christingle service and get a real sense of the love of God for us at Christmas, but also do your bit to support the Children's Society. We'll also have ways in which you can donate to the Children's Society. Now, it takes a bit of preparation to get a Christingle in the way we make it at church. There are various bits you need to buy, so that's why we thought it'd be good to have our video out early in the week before the service. So if you're going to make a traditional Christingle, you need an orange. You need a candle. I mean, any shape of candle would be okay. If you don't have one like this, if you've got a candle that goes on a cake, that would be okay. You need some cocktail sticks. Then you need some either soft fruits you can stick onto your cocktail sticks, or I've got some sultanas here. And then you need a red ribbon. I've actually got some of the red tape that we normally use in church when we make Christingles. But red ribbon, and if you haven't got red ribbon, either a thin strip of red paper or even some white paper that you've coloured red. So I'm going to make this Christingle, and as I do it, remind us about what the different parts are reminding us about. So we have an orange. Now, orange is round. It reminds us of our world, the planet on which we all live, the planet that God created for us. And we then have a red ribbon around it. So however you're making your red ribbon, whether it's with sticky red tape like I've got, you want to wrap that right the way around the middle of your orange. Now mine, obviously, because it's sticky tape, is sticking to the orange. If you've got ribbon or you do it with paper, you might want to use a little bit of sellotape just to hold it tight. Or if you're very careful, you could maybe get a pin and just stick a pin through that will hold it tight. And that reminds us of Jesus's love for us. The red reminds us of Jesus's blood, which makes us think about Jesus dying on the cross, the way in which God showed us how much love he has for every one of us. And here it reminds us that this is a love for everybody on our planet. So that's part of what we've got. Then you need your 4 sticks. And the 4 sticks remind us of the 4 seasons, the different parts of the year that God's created for us. Then, as I said, you can have different things on your sticks. What we want are nice, tasty things that remind us of the goodness of God's creation for us. So I'm just going to put onto each of my sticks 3 sultanas, and I'm going to then stick them like that around my orange. Now be careful if you're using cocktail sticks, because they can be very sharp, and actually it might be a good idea to cut the sharp end off so you make sure you don't hurt yourself. So I've done 2 now. These have got lovely dried sweet fruit, which just remind me that God God made wonderful things for us to enjoy. So there we are. So there we've got the orange, we've got the ribbon, we've got the 4 sticks with fruit. And then finally, we need to put the candle in. Now, you might, if you've got a soft orange, be able to just push it in, but the best way to do it, and again, if you're young, make sure you've got a grown-up who's helping you to do this, is the way I do it is with a knife. I'm just going to cut across. Just be very careful with the knife. And then you can just push your candle in like this. So that's my Christingle, and the candle reminds me of the light of Jesus. We say that Jesus is the light of the world, bringing hope to people living in darkness. And perhaps that's especially good this year because it's a really hard year for us and for many people, in which we need some hope. The Christian hope is that Jesus brings us hope and joy and love and peace and good things like that. So that's my Christingle made. I'm not going to light it today because I'm going to save that for Sunday. Now, you might want to now hang on to yours till you can watch the video for Christingle. What I suggest you do, that if you want to keep this nice for Sunday, is you could either keep it somewhere cool. You don't want it to get too hot so that your orange doesn't go horrible in the meantime. If you wanted, you could even put it in the fridge, but somewhere cool to keep it would be great. But you might be thinking, well, I don't have these things in my house. How can I make a Christingle? Well, this is where we want to do perhaps a bit of a scavenger hunt around the house. I've got 2 ideas of how you could make something that's like a Christingle, but doesn't need you to have an orange and cocktail sticks and a red ribbon and a candle that's like that. What we need to do is to think about what these different parts of this Christingle are about. So, for one of these, I've got a plate. I've got a plate that's round. Now, it happens to be green, which perhaps makes us think about all the beautiful plants that God has covered our world with. But it's round, and I'm sure you can find a round plate in your house. Then you need to think of something that you could put on the plate around the edge that's red, or something that reminds you of the love of Jesus. Now, I found in the cupboard some strawberry ice cream topping, and so I thought I could put this all the way around the edge of my plate like that. Just hold it up so you can see. So I've got the red ring that reminds me of Jesus' love all around. Have a think about what you've got that might be like that. Maybe you could use tomato ketchup or make some red icing that you put round the edge. You could maybe just, I don't know, if you've got some love hearts or something that reminds you of love, you could put those on. Then I thought about what have I got that is really tasty that I like, that reminds me of the good things that God has given us. So I found some chocolate coins. So I'm going to put those in one little pile. And then I had a look and thought, what else is there that God's made that I like in the house? And I found some blueberries. There we are, some little blueberries. So I'm going to make a pile of those. And then I found a kiwi fruit. So I thought what I could do is I'm just going to chop my kiwi fruit up. So there we are, I've just got some bits of kiwi fruit. And I've got a little apple. Again, I'm just going to chop my apple. Again, if you need a grown-up to help you with cutting things, please do ask them. And also, do make sure you've asked someone before you go and take the food out of your cupboards. So I don't know whether you can see now, I've got a plate which has got chocolate, kiwi fruits, apples, blueberries, and then finally I found a candle that I've got in a little nightlight holder. And that could be a Christingle, because when I look at it, it's round like the world, reminds me of the love of Jesus. I've got the 4 piles to remind me of the seasons. I've got tasty things that remind me of the good things that God produces and gives us. And then I've still got the candle in the middle. So that's another idea. You could be as creative as you want and hunt about your house and see what you've got. If you've not got a candle, maybe you've got a torch, which when you shine it on would be bright. So have a think. Of course, if you really haven't got very much that you can think of, you could find a picture of a Christingle online and colour that in and have that. This is on the website for the Children's Society for their Christingle, and they suggest that you might like to fill this in and stick it in your window, which you could do. But you might like to also have it with you on Sunday for our Christingle service. So I'll put the link for how you can find that at the end of this video. Or you could, another thing you could do is make your own out of paper. So perhaps with some card, you could draw a circle, perhaps using a plate to draw around. You could paint it orange. You could paint a red strip around the edge. You could then draw some nice things on that to remind you of the good things that God has given us. And then in the middle, maybe if you've got a nightlight, you could put that there, or you could find a way of drawing something that reminds you of the light of Jesus. So be creative. What you need in the end is not something that looks traditional like this. You just need something that reminds you of the world we live on, that God's made for us, of God's love for us in Jesus, of the wonderful things that God has made for us, and that Jesus is the light of the world. So have fun between now and Sunday. Obviously, if you're going to make one that's about cutting up fruits, you might want to wait until just before the service so that they don't go off between you making it and us having our online service. So have fun, and I look forward to seeing you and your Christingle. If you'd like to post some pictures on our website, or on our Facebook page is probably best, that would be fantastic. But have a great Christingle.